Hi folks, John from Designed Elegance Pastry Shop here. How you doing? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're well. So for tonight's lesson, we're going to make blondies, aka white chocolate brownies. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take some white chocolate chips here. We got 12 ounces. We're going to put them in a bowl here. And then we're going to take 3 sticks of butter. So basically we're looking at 12 ounces and 12 ounces. 1. And I'm using salted butter. If you want to use unsalted butter at home, if that's what you're using, just make sure you add a pinch of salt to your mix, about a teaspoon or so. Because, like I said, I'm using salted butter, I'm not going to worry about adding salt to my mix. Okay, so we're going to take just a moment, and I'm going to use the microwave to melt this into a slurry. Once it's nice and smooth, I'll be right back. Hi, we're back again. Okay, so I've used the microwave to melt my butter and my white chocolate mixture. Notice it's not completely melted out. I don't want to overcook it. I don't want to separate the butter, so to speak. So I just let it go for about 1.5 minutes on 30-second pulses. And now I'm going to use a whisk. I'm just going to stir this to see where it is. Now, the butter, what you're looking for is for the white chocolate to smooth into the butter. It takes a little bit of work at first, but then once some of the white chocolate gets melted in, it becomes a lot easier. You want to just be careful you don't splash it too much. Okay. See how the white chocolate is starting to blend in a little bit? It is going to take a little bit of work. You just got to be patient. I might have to put it back in the microwave for another 15 or 20 seconds, but we'll see. Basically what I'm looking for is enough heat. I don't necessarily need it to be absolutely perfect at this point, completely smooth, because the mixer will do a little bit of work for me at the end, but I don't want to have big chunks of white chocolate. And not only that, if you have chunks of white chocolate in your mix, then that's white chocolate that's not blended throughout the mix. So, okay, I can feel just on the bottom here that pretty much all of my white chocolate is blended in. Notice it's a little frothy looking. Okay, so it does not look like separated butter. Okay, it's not clear, it's cloudy. That's what you want. Okay, so now I'm going to set this off to the side, and now I am going to take my mixing bowl, my KitchenAid bowl. I'm going to use, 2 cups of sugar. 1, 2. All right, and now I'm going to use 6 eggs. Okay. Alrighty, 6 eggs in the bowl. Okay, set that off to the side. We don't need that anymore. Okay, now I want to put my mixer on. I'm going to use my paddle. And now what I'm going to do is just jog the mixer. Well, basically start it out on low speed. I want to blend the eggs and the sugar very well till they're almost lemony. Now that it's incorporated, I can turn the mixer up a little bit. We're going to let this smooth out a little bit, get a little bit frothy. That's pretty good right there, nice and smooth. Okay, now Okay, I'm gonna stir my butter mixture butter and white chocolate mixture. Okay. See, now this is why we didn't want to overmix it or overcook it. Okay, we don't want it to separate. It's just barely about to break right now. We don't want that. Okay, so now what I want to do is put that on low speed. And I'm going to slowly pour the white chocolate mixture in.
A few moments later.
It's always a good idea to scrape the bowl. So we might as well do that right now. I'm getting all the way down to the bottom. Especially the very bottom. Okay, and now I'm just gonna I'm gonna wipe my spatula off on the paddle. That's what I normally do. Okay. Turn this back on low. Give it another final quick mix. Oh, look how nice and frothy and smooth that is now. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what we want right there. Okay, so now we want to add 3 cups of all-purpose flour. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then I also want to, at this point, add a nice full cup of pecans. Actually, I'm going to keep it up just a little bit. Okay. Those all in at the same time. Okay, now, very gentle on the mixer. This is jogging the mixer. We don't want all the flour to poof up into our face. Okay. Low speed. Now the mixer's working a little bit. You can hear it. That's okay. Right now we're going to scrape again because we're going to have a loose spot down at the bottom. And see, this is what I'm talking about right here. That's very loose compared to this, which is nice and tight. So we want to bring that up. And then, of course, we want to work this down. Now, basically, as with most mixes, once you have your flour into the batter, you want to mix as little as possible once you do. We want to avoid creating a gluten. And a gluten forms when you overmix. That's what makes your cookies tough. Okay. Alright, let's call that good. Okay. I don't have any kids to lick the beaters, so I'm just going to use my finger to get all the batter.
I could have brought Scarlet.
Yeah, well, it's all part of the mix. We want to keep it all in there.
Alright.
Okay, that's good. Alright, take it off the bowl, or the mixer rather. And look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's surprising how tight and solid it looks now. After all those eggs and sugar and how loose everything was at first. Okay, so now I'm going to use my pan. What I want to do is, okay, this is a, I think, what? This is probably 13 by 19, I think, something like that. Anyway, whatever pan you have at home, okay, make sure that if you don't, I mean, basically this is going to fill this up. Okay, so if you make this batch and you only have an 8x8, don't try to put it in that pan. Only use half of it, or even maybe a third. I would rather use, if you had a 9x13, okay, that's going to be like this. Okay, so a 9x13, I would say 2/3 of this would be good for a 9x13. So, but you know, you have to just try it, see what works, and try it again. Okay, baking is all about doing things multiple times a little bit different each time and finding the way that works best for you. Okay? So, what I did was I want to line this pan with the paper. I cut my corners here like so that I can wrap them in. I'm just going to spray the corner here, the edge. No need to spray the middle of the pan. Alright. And now we'll take our parchment paper, we'll stick it in. And now you see why I cut those corners. See? Now that fits in there awfully nice. Okay.
Now this is one time it's okay to cut corners.
You got that right. You can cut these corners. Okay, so now we're gonna take our batter and drop it in. Oh my. Oh, good Lord, look at that. And yum. Okay, notice I'm going down to the bottom first. Okay, because anything that's not completely mixed in, I want to cover. I want to have it right in the center so that when I go around the edges where it's tighter, it's going right on top. And then once I drop it and smooth it out, it'll all pretty much even right out, which is what you want. A nice consistent mix. Okay. Now we're just gonna smooth it out a bit like so. Doesn't have to be perfect. Once it goes in the oven, it's all going to melt into a big puddle before it starts to bake anyway, so you don't have to worry about being absolutely perfect with it. But you want to give it every head start you can, so. Okay, look at that. Very nice. It's a little thin here, so.
Hey John, one of our viewers asked a question.
Okay.
Say your batch of, say, gingerbread dough is a little too tight.
Mm-hmm.
What can you do to loosen it?
To loosen it?
Yeah. What would you add?
Well, you can't take tight dough and loosen it. Okay. You can take loose dough and tighten it a little bit by adding a little flour in your mixing and incorporating and rolling process. But once dough is too tight, you can't really do much with it.
Okay.
The thing to do would be to, in the next mix, just leave some of that flour out, or maybe add a little extra oil or egg or whatever the fat is, whether it be, if it's butter, maybe add a little bit extra butter, like an extra tablespoon to if your batch is like maybe 3/4 of a pound of butter, adding 1 tablespoon of butter will make a huge difference. Okay, so likewise with the oil, a little bit of oil either way is going to make a huge difference, and likewise a little bit of flour either way is going to make a big difference. So that's what I would do.
Okay.
Okay, so now these are ready for the oven. We're going to turn on the oven, normal baking temperature, about 350 degrees. It's going to take about 20 to 25 minutes to bake these. We're going to give them a little bit of color on the top, a little bit of jiggle, but they're going to have a little shell on the top too. So we're basically baking them like brownies. But like with brownies, you want to underbake brownies just a touch so that they're nice and gooey and fudgy. These you don't necessarily want to underbake so much. Okay, you don't want to overbake them because you don't want them to be dry. But if you underbake these, it's not the same as like a nice chocolatey fudgy gooey. Okay, this is a raw white chocolate gooey, and it's not as good. It's not as good, I don't think. But you know, everyone has their own opinion, so try it the way you like it. Okay, I'm going to turn on the oven, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, well, we've had our blondies in the oven for a little while now. Let's see, it's been 25 minutes, and I did turn them about 2/3 of the way through. So, let's check and see if they're ready. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Alright, we got some color. It's nice and smooth, look at that. Okay. So here's the key takeaway. You got a little brown around the edge, and it's sucking away from the pan, just a tiny little crack. Okay, see, that means that the edge is done enough. And oh yeah, little give, but not too much. This is very nice. These are perfect. Okay, so we're gonna want these to cool, and there's a couple of different ways that we can decorate them, but let's let them chill out first, and then we'll take it from there. Excuse us. Okay, so we have taken our blondies, we've chilled them down for a short while, and now I'm going to pop them out of the pan. I have in the meantime taken some butterscotch chips from the grocery store. I've put them in this glass container, and I've already melted them in the microwave for a minute. So let's pop this brownie out, or blondie out, excuse me. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm just going around the edge with my little spatula here, just to make sure that it's loosened away from the side of the pan. Okay, getting down to the bottom there. Alright, so now I'm going to pop this out. Shake it. There you go. Oh, look at that. Uh-huh. Got a nice color there. Let's take the paper off. It's very important that you get all the paper fragments, especially around the corners, obviously. Okay, so now I'm just gonna basically get right under. Oh, gotta be careful. Flip it right over. There we go. All right, now I'm going to use my spatula. I'm going to stir my little chippies here.
A few moments later.
Alright, so make a little paper bag here. Okay. Yeah, if I try to drizzle this, it's just going to make a mess. It'll be going everywhere. So we'll just do it the old-fashioned way and pipe it out. Okay, that should be another nice amount here. Work it down a little bit. Cut our tip off. Okay. Okay. Doesn't that look nice? So, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
Yes, we shall. Alright, let's start with this. And I am going to move this guy. Oh, it's still a little bit warm on the inside. Oh, heck yeah. Cut that off there. There. Alright. You ready, my friend?
I sure am.
There you go. Here's a little piece of blondie. With a little caramel on top. Little pecans in there. Look at that. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, a nice rich vanilla flavor, eh? Yeah.
Folks, you have got to try this recipe. Oh man.
Here, a little more caramel.
Mmm.
Isn't that good?
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is delicious. Wow.
Oh my god.
This is like comfort. January comfort food right here. Yeah. What do you think? You're not talking. I see how it is. Wow, that's awfully yummy. I can't wait to share that with my friends and my family.
Yeah, this is decadent.
You like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it too. It's been a while since I've made these. I make, fudge brownies quite frequently, but
Oh yeah.
every now and then you gotta shake it up a little bit and make a white chocolate brownie.
Mm-hmm.
I love these. So, anyway, well, hope you folks enjoyed our video. I hope you've been at least moderately entertained if you didn't learn something. And hope you had a wonderful holiday. It is that time where just celebrated Christmas and the New Year, and we're getting on to January, and hopefully it's going to be real nice. So hope everyone's having a wonderful start to their new year, and we're going to be back with lots more videos coming up. So we'll see you next time. And don't forget to bake with love and joy so that everything's delicious. Thank you.